Hi, this is Simone, and I'm the Zen Mommy. Thank you for watching. I help people with spiritual awakening and navigating your ascension. Today, I have a reading. I actually already pulled the card. It's called Politics, and there's a snake with clouds. There's a evil kind of funny jack-o'-lantern looking face, and then there's a nice little pretty, little mask that he is wearing. So, okay, I pulled this card yesterday um, for myself, and I was thinking I didn't read it yet, and so I had read it, and I was thinking this is a good one to share right now. So someone's just telling me to talk about it. Okay, so politics. So you see the card, got a good picture. All right, where do I put this? I'll put this card right here. So let's get into the little what the book says about it. Do you recognize this man? All but the most innocent and sincere of us have a politician lurking somewhere in our minds. In fact, the mind is political. Its very nature is to plan and scheme and try to manipulate situations and people so that it get what it wants. Here, the mind is represented by the snake, covered with clouds and speaking with a forked tongue. But the important thing to realize about this card is that both faces are false. The sweet, innocent, trust me face is a mask. And the evil, toxic, I'll have my way with you face is a mask too. Politicians don't have real faces. The whole game is a lie. Take a good look at yourself to see if you have been playing this game. Okay, so I stopped for a second because I might have notes. Okay, what you see might be painful. So it says the whole game is a lie. Take a good look at yourself to see if you've been playing this game. What you see might be painful, but not as painful as continuing to play. It doesn't serve anybody's interest in the end, least of all yours. Okay, so that's important, least of all yours. Whatever you might achieve this way will just turn to dust in your hands. Anybody who can be a good pretender, a hypocrite, will become your leader politically, will become your priest religiously. All that needs is all that he needs is hypocrisy. All that he needs is cunningness. All that he needs is a facade to hide behind. Your politicians live double lives. Your priests live double lives. One from the front door, the other from the back door. And the back door life is their real life. Those front door smiles are just false. Those faces looking so innocent are just cultivated. If you want to see reality of the politician, you will have to see him from the back door. There he is in his nudity, as he is, and so is the priest. These two kinds of cunning people have dominated humanity, and they found out very early on that if you want to dominate humanity, make it weak, make it feel guilty, make it feel unworthy, destroy its dignity. Destroy its dignity, take all the glory away from it, humiliate it, and they have found such subtle ways of humiliation, they don't come in the picture at all. They leave it to you to humiliate yourself, to destroy yourself. They have taught you a kind of slow suicide. I thought that reading was so deep. Okay, and actually, I had already read this before I opened it, but then when reading it again, it stood out to me. More stood out to me. So let's talk about this politician here. Okay, so the politician's face, the mask that he puts on front. So we all know the whole politician game. And if you're spiritual, you might have came from religion. You definitely know the minister game. How they present this front, the politician kissing babies. They have enough TV shows to show that in order to win politics, they do something that makes them look like a hero, that makes them look good, and that's how they get their polls up. It's a game to them, right? So like any other game, you want people to vote for you. You want people to do that. You gotta appear to look a certain way. You gotta appear to look like a family man. You might be treating that woman like crap at home and torturing those kids. But if y'all taking pictures and it's all dolled up and looking nice, then everybody's like, oh, he looks like a good, loyal politician. Let me tell you something. The fact that they're a politician anyway, there's nothing great about it, okay? They all have to lie. And I hate to say it, it's the same for men. I wouldn't have normally have believed that. But I grew up in church, and let me tell you something. One thing I'm used to believing in is the lie, is the mask. And I remember I thought that the ministers in my church were the most upholding, innocent, loyal, godly men I ever known in my life. And nothing that they could say was wrong. Then I began to get older, especially I ended up, not going there anymore. And afterwards, all the stuff was unleashed. I started learning all of the corrupt things that they were involved in. And I couldn't believe it. I remember I had learned something about one of the ministers, and I told from one of the people who sat actually on the platform with the minister. And I remember saying, how dare you let us little girls sit next to this minister asking questions, knowing this dark stuff about him? And they're like, oh, we couldn't say anything. I'm trying to tell you, they have a political mindset in these churches. Just like this thing said, and I want to get back there. These two kinds of cunning people have dominated humanity. They found out very early, if you want to dominate humanity, make it weak. Make it feel guilty. Make it feel unworthy. Destroy its dignity. Take all the glory away from it and humiliate it. Okay? Let me tell you how this works in religion. Make it weak. You're a sinner. You're a bad person. You need your soul saved. You're going straight to hell because of your deeds. You be like, oh, I'm not worthy to be in heaven or to be a good person. They're like, heaven is for the good, glorious, the perfect, the just, no sin, no jealousy, no guile. But you're a sinner. And then if somebody mess up, you're disfellowshipped, publicly humiliated. This is all tactics to control people. And anybody playing this religious game with the church and the people, getting ties with the rules, with the restrictions, you're playing the politics game. And as for the politics, it's obvious that they're corrupt, but maybe for a long time we thought they had pretty faces, right? But guess what? All this crap coming out about nasty stuff they doing on nasty islands, hurting people, hurting children. So that's the back door right there, See, we're at a point in our ascension where things is getting exposed. We're no longer living the lie. The truth is being uncovered in this reality. And as the truth being uncovered, more people awaken. Humanity, the vibration of humanity is raised. And we're going to be shifting to a new reality. A reality that don't involve this, okay? Now, we're just talking about the natural point of view from the politics and the ministers, but this reading is about your mind. And so this is very key in your ascension to understand that your mind is the politic here. All right, so I'm going to go back and read that. Let's see. It is very nature. Okay, wait, let me go back. All but the most innocent and sincere of us have politician lurking somewhere in our minds, okay? Its very nature is to plan and scheme and try to manipulate situations and people so that it can get what it wants, okay? Okay, it can give, so I want to talk about that. Okay, so this is how the mind works. I actually did a video on this once, and I'm going to try to link it. I think it was titled on, the title was, it was about something about narcissism, but it was directed to yourself. I can't remember the title. I'll try to remember to link it. And so basically, what the mind does, and I talked about this, what the mind does, when you want something, the mind automatically starts thinking of a devious way to get it, right? So say you have, you want attention from your spouse. Like, I just want attention from my spouse, right? I want to spend time together, and you just want attention. But the mind will try to deviate a plan to get attention. The mind will be like, oh, look it, you just cut yourself cooking in the kitchen. How about you make a big deal and be like, ow, I'm hurt, ow, I'm so hurt. Then your husband will come along, or your spouse will be like, oh, honey, are you okay? Let me wrap it up. Let me take care of you. Let me give you love and hug you because you just got hurt. And then you're like, yay, I'm getting all this great attention. But that was a lie, because the truth is, you know that your mind devised the plan all along when you really didn't have to do that. You knew it wasn't that intense. Or let's just say, you want attention, and a lot of times with women, we do this. We want some attention, and so therefore, we will try to make them feel bad, or we'll start some type of dramatic thing, or we'll expect them to read our minds, okay? And it'll be like some little plot that your mind, so you have to understand that the mind, the ego, these different parts of us they kind of work, I want to say they're kind of working on their own towards things. And you have to learn how to find that inner self, and learn how to say, because like you can say no. Like when your mind comes up with a plan, why don't you do this, this, and this to get what you want? Or let's just say it may be something on a job, and you want a raise or something. So you want to kind of manipulate things at work to make you look good. And so you know what I'm talking about. To start to think about things you really wanted something, and maybe it could have been an easy way to get it. Maybe you could just ask, like maybe I could just say I want attention. Can we spend time together? But the mind will deviate a plan so that the person will feel guilty and want to feel tension. So that's the thing, feeling guilty, humiliated, making them feel like humiliate and destroy dignity, the glory away from it. Anyways, the next sentence I wanted to put out, the whole game is a lie. So just like the politicians, the inner see, the politicians is an outer manifestation of our inner journeys. Okay. So as long as our inner journey is working this way, we're going to be manifesting things in our outer journey quite similar to that. So it doesn't serve any interest at all. Oh, wait, no, I'm reading the wrong thing. The whole game is a lie. Take a good look at yourself and see if you have been playing this game. What you see might be painful, but not as painful as continuing to play. It doesn't serve anybody's interest in the end, at least yours. Okay, so when you look at yourself and you realize, I remember in that video I had talked about the time where I had cut my hand, and I was like, oh. See, I was with someone who wasn't giving me attention. I was dating at the time. And so I was coming up with plans in my mind. I didn't realize it because, see, the mind works. It'll make it seem like it's second nature, like it's a part of you. And I was like, oh, I'm hurt. He'll spend time with me, right? And so I started to take a good look at myself, and I started to see, whoa. My hand had got cut, and I noticed I was just about to say, oh, look, I'm bleeding. And I said, oh, wait a minute. Like my consciousness was like, wait a minute, am I really going to sit here and over exaggerate for attention? So that's when you have to do, when you start walking in your awareness in this journey, you see the fact that you're awake now, you're aware. Okay, the time for denial is over. So when you start to notice your mind contemplating a plan to get a desired result, you have to step up and say, okay, no, that's a lie. I don't got to do that. I don't have to fake or manipulate to get something I want. If I really, really want it, I can be honest about it, And so it's something that we've been programmed with, with our ego consciousness to kind of like maneuver and manipulate things to get what we want. So this is something that we, during our ascension, we really have to work on as far as like the little things that go through our mind. It's called, it's called being an energy vampire. I think that was the name of that title of that thing. When you start manipulating people to get what you want, it becomes, you're starting to take their energy. You're becoming a little bit of an energy vampire because you're trying to manipulate them, you're trying to take advantage of a situation, See, the thing is if you have a need, you need to accept that you have a need. You have to admit that you have a need, then go about trying to get it fulfilled. You're in a relationship where he's not giving you attention, then maybe it's not a relationship that is meant to be. Maybe, like in that case, I wasn't supposed to be with that person, obviously. But yeah, I was trying to devise ways to, oh, maybe he'll fall in love with me. Maybe he'll change his mind. The ego's devising all these plans when the truth is my soulmate was on his way. And the only thing I needed to do was let go of somebody who wasn't giving me what I needed to open up to somebody who was. And so I wanted to share this video with you guys today because I feel like this is important on our journey. The politics, understanding about the politics and the politics in our mind. Thank you for watching. Peace and love. Namaste.